Hello and welcome to the Southbound Sports Show. I'm your host, Richie Leahy, here with my co-host, Matty B. And having to pre-record because I'm traveling a bit this week, so I didn't know if I'd be able to actually make the show when we normally do it. Not a lot of big news out of the football world. I did see that the 49ers head coach was in an accident.
Just casually in a car accident.
But he waited 2 weeks to tell the team.
They just didn't notice him with broken ribs and a jacked up face.
Well, aren't they in training camp right now? Or maybe not, because I saw the Chiefs had tweeted out like a picture of them going in a truck to training camp. But they kind of casually just posted, it's like, hey, we're still practicing, but we have a new head coach working out. And it was odd because it said there were no drugs, alcohol involved. It just happened. It didn't say that anyone was charged, which doesn't matter. If someone claims fault and it was just pretty much, a regular accident, not too much damage, because it looked like if he was at fault or the other guy claimed fault, like his insurance would pretty much just cover it as long as it wasn't like someone speeding or going through a red light. Could have been him, like one of the guys not hitting like the brakes in time or something, So I wonder what the details are. And honestly, I really don't care. And I don't need to know them. I just think it's weird that the NFL is like putting out, casually, coach was in a wreck. No worries though, guys. He just has like
it happened on like July 14th. Like it happened.
Yeah.
We're like 11 days ago. So like over a week, this happened.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's what makes it. Like you would think for as much as in your face as all the coverage for everything else has been, they would be all over that. And they're like, no, nothing to see here. ESPN's laying off a bunch of people right now.
Well, that's what I wonder. How did he not tell the league that he was like out? I'm assuming like he just wouldn't show up. Most coaches are probably in the office all the time around this time, right? They're giving like daily updates on what Aaron Rodgers is doing. He's going through and like apologizing to people, which I wasn't even going to bring up because it's like, why would anyone care? Listen to the show. No, like, Aaron Rodgers made up with his family. Okay, awesome. Why does anybody care about that? Right? Is he going to be good at quarterbacking or not? It's kind of like they're setting up for a farewell tour. And the one thing for this, it was like, I'm very shocked that nobody knew, right? There has to be someone that he's close with on the staff. And that's the only thing that smells of like a cover up. And the other thing we didn't talk about on this show was the ESPN guy that was in an accident. And then it was, I think, Matt Miller. Let me look up the name just to make sure that I'm talking about the right guy. So the New York Times article, the headline is car crash nearly killed ESPN's Matt Miller. Then came the fraud allegations. They have it backwards. The fraud allegations came out first. If you look at that, I don't know if they're trying to cover for him or what. On June 17th is when Matt Miller wrecked. Drove into...
Thinking because he was doing it through ESPN that they're worried that they may have to pay for like his negligence.
Well, I don't
trying to brush him off.
I don't know. It's so weird that I was like, it made me look into it even deeper. It was almost like a rabbit hole where it's been going on for years, right? And like there's some like 4 years ago, there's a draft article that says like his website is just a scam because he had people signing up for scouting trips and fantasy football leagues. And then they were saying that like he was in so many fantasy football leagues, he was getting people to pay. And then he was in so many, it was hard for him to keep up because it was a one-man show. But yeah, if ESPN's trying to keep their ducks in a row, I don't know if the New York Times is kind of connected to ESPN though, right? I thought that was separate, but maybe I don't know. I really don't know. And so it's crazy that like a year ago, someone posted like there was $100 buy-in, and he only paid out partial, according to this guy, and he didn't really say where the charity went because like he's supposed to have a charity set up, and that's the thing. It was supposed to be like filed, and there's no proof. Is what the AG is looking into. So the Missouri AG is looking into it. I don't know when the AG started to investigate him, but the allegations online came before the accident. So the crazy coverage of that, and we still don't know, and he had a GoFundMe, which, dude, you're at fault. You have the GoFundMe. It kind of makes no sense to me. But again, I'm not donating to that. Right? And I don't even know, honestly, I didn't even know who he was. And people were saying like, oh yeah, he was doing all this draft stuff. People that I don't watch too much ESPN, right? Especially not, if it's not a game, I don't need to listen to the guys on TV talk about it. ESPN, obviously no one else is watching it either. They keep getting rid of more and more people every year. Right? They finally got rid of Ryan Clark. That he offered nothing. And then he put out a video of him crying. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Why? What does that get you? Like, I really don't understand. And with today, if Ryan Clark is that popular, he could very easily have his own newsletter. He could have his own YouTube show. He could do 100 other things. And the fact that he's like in a panic enough that he's crying, it just shows like he might not have any other opportunities. Maybe they should have fired him.
But that whole thing with him was ridiculous to begin with, because the bottom line to it was part of the thing that we have with our show is separate the sport aspect from your personal views on politics. And he found every reason to interject himself, his views on politics, into the middle of it, and then was shocked when they're like, no, we're just going to let you go.
And that's the one thing, too, that ESPN, it always seems like there's a political angle. And it has to be hard for people to want to read or watch that stuff. And I just don't understand why they just can't leave it out. And even some other sites always inject it, like what's the other, like the spinoff Outkick or whatever that like Fox runs or owns or whatever with Clay Travis. Because he's like the opposite. Like you have ESPN doing like a bunch of liberal stuff and then him doing like the conservative side. And it's like, what? Why is Pat McAfee so popular? Right? Oh wait, he's not doing any of that stuff. Right? You don't need to inject it. It's pretty pretty blatant, I guess, is what I would say, on why he's popular and why ESPN is trying to just buy into his show. Now, will it pay off? Who knows? I don't know. But some of the stuff, and I hate even talking about it on the show, but yeah, just a weird start to like the week where he had significant injuries in a car accident, and then they did a press conference just like 2 weeks after, 11 days, whatever you said. It just makes no sense. He had a concussion. He's in concussion protocol, right? Like, is something worse? Was there like an assistant in the car? Right? There has, like, I'm waiting for some scandal to break because it just doesn't make sense.
Well, they don't have Vrabel's girl Rossini reporting on it. That's why there's this delay.
Yeah, he didn't have.
We have all those hard hitting information. They would have caught them in their scandal.
Vrabel would have went live immediately, bro. The reporter's right there. You don't have this wake or this wake. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's not that popular. He couldn't get a reporter girlfriend. It's just weird. Like the timeline takes care of itself. That he has a concussion, right? I just don't understand. I don't understand. The non-football news that will probably shift. Maybe not. LeBron picking the Sixers. I told you that was going to happen. Well, how do you feel about it?
I was surprised that he made the move, but I mean, when you look at the way that he came over. I mean, it reminded me of the way that Brady went to Tampa. It was like, we'll just go to the weaker conference, perceived weaker conference. They have a lot of the pieces intact that, when you're looking at where to piggyback for an easy win, that you can say, I did this. The Sixers made sense. Like, he couldn't go to a team like San Antonio where they're like, there's already a perceived like good team in place. So, I mean, it makes sense that you say, well, they haven't had that championship or Eastern Conference run, that now I can bring that to Philadelphia.
Well, that's where I agree. And going to the other conference is the same thing I've said multiple times, like in the NFL, where you have these AFC guys that they just were like hardball, like even coaches, like, yeah, let's go against Patrick Mahomes. And I saw a thing where it was like, hey, the Chargers might be a favorite to win the NFL. No, they're not. They're not going to be a favorite to win the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? And I love hardball, but like, dude, I know they're not going to be until I see Herbert actually perform and Harbaugh like loosen up a little bit in the playoffs. It's not going to happen. Now, John Harbaugh going from the Ravens to the Giants, smart move right now. Smart move. Because even the teams that are powerful, like the Eagles and the NFC, people still perceive their quarterback as weak, and so they really don't care. So LeBron going to the East, that was always going to happen. He was down to basically the Sixers, Miami, or back to Cleveland, is what the rumor was, if he didn't sign back with the Lakers. Now, I think he knew last time when he went to Miami and he formed like a super team, everyone hated him, and he's kind of sensitive about that stuff, right? Where he needs to be perceived as like the guy winning. And that's why he's chasing rings, but he's doing it in a way where, like, you're right, he's not going to go to San Antonio. He doesn't want to just be like, remember when Shaq went to the Celtics? He's just there.
Well, I think that's where they're at.
Yeah, but he's still open enough where the Sixers, yeah, they have Embiid, they have Brown. How many casual fans know somebody on the Sixers? Probably not many, right? You might know Embiid. Heck, you could even argue that most casual people don't even know anybody on the Knicks last year. I'm talking about casual fans, right? They know who Wembley is. He's everywhere. He's not going to go on that team, right? Embiid's always hurt.
Well, that was the other part. Is like, for the 3 games that Embiid and LeBron are going to play, the Sixers are going to be undefeated. But they're both going to be injured and everything else through most of the year.
Well, that's the thing with Brown, is he wanted to be a superstar, and a lot of like basketball fans know who he is. But the Celtics team, everyone knows.
Yeah, guess what, Doc? Now you're going to be a LeBron.
Well, everyone knew Tatum. He was trying to get away from that. I think that's why he wanted to go and leave anyway. No matter what he did, he won Finals MVP, I'm pretty sure. He was always like, oh, Tatum, you're on Tatum's team? Right? That has to weigh on you. Where now LeBron's coming in, it's the same thing. Like, oh, you were on LeBron's team? So like he's probably hating it. Now maybe LeBron's old, so he's like, all right, he can be my sidekick, right? Because everyone knew Wade. So if Brown could be like the Dwayne Wade of this, and then like Bosch wasn't killing everybody. So like if Embiid can just be healthy enough to be Bosch, this could work out. That's why I thought he was going to go there no matter what. It's a perfect team for him. He doesn't have to lead. If he went to Miami, yeah, they were close, but to me, I just didn't see the fit there. Same with Cleveland, right? Going back there, he would be the top dog. Them getting Brown pretty much solidified it for me, where I thought, man, he's going to Philly no matter what. A lot of people were saying, why doesn't he go to like Oklahoma City or like Golden State?
The cherry on top would be if they just like gave up whatever draft picks they have left and bring Jimmy Butler back.
Well, see, that's if you're going to go all in. And if you're only going to go all in for a year when you haven't won a championship, why not?
Go for it.
Right? I'm still mad that Garnett got hurt that one Celtics run where they only got one championship out of that deal with the big three when they really could have easily had at least two, maybe three. Garnett doesn't get hurt. That's a bummer, right? You don't know. Brown could get hurt. Like Tatum tore his ACL. That kind of threw a wrench. Or no, he tore his Achilles, wasn't it? Like he was out hard. Like that really much killed the chance at like a double championship run, maybe a triple run. And that put this whole thing in motion. So you have that. And like I said, you had Brown not being able to step up over Tatum. And I really wanted it to kind of happen. Makes sense. Like if Brown would have stayed like in Boston, and LeBron would have came to the Celtics, because I legit was worried about that. Matt can back me up on this. I've been worried about LeBron coming to the Celtics for a while now, because I thought that he wanted to play with like Brown. And just my gut, when Brown moved, I thought, well, I told Matt, I texted him right away. I said, bro, you're gonna get LeBron. You're gonna get LeBron now.
He called it. I just thought, there's no way. There's no way that he's coming over.
Because I thought it's going to be really hard for me to cheer for the Celtics if LeBron signs. And the Celtics were like really trying to make moves. And when they got rid of Brown, I thought, well, that pretty much ruins it. I don't know why. Unless they were really just didn't want a chance at LeBron, or they're going to try to make this year be like a kind of a rebuild wash year. I have no idea what Boston was thinking. Because they went from being a favorite in the East to now like what, third or fourth? Like not a real contender. Probably behind the Knicks, and the Sixers have to be the favorite. I think I saw one odd where they were like the favorite now to make the finals.
Well, I know like the big thing is like the ongoing debate of like who's the greatest NBA player, and like it's typically down between LeBron and Jordan, and Kobe's in there too. But like the one that's speculated the most is between Jordan and LeBron. It's like how do you with full confidence say LeBron would be the greatest player of all time when you really boil it down? It's like, when did he win his championships? He won when he left, like when he went to Miami. Won when like every time that he left to go to another team, the pieces were already there that he didn't have to carry any significant plays. It was like he was on the team, he was there, but there was always someone else who had to make the big play to like close the series out.
And that's where I think this is kind of a tipping point for basketball, like NBA, and their like leadership or ownership, whatever, their marketing thing, where they were losing so much value with ESPN. And now ESPN is making all these cuts every year. And now, I don't know if you saw this, but after the success of the World Cup, it leaked out that they've been having internal discussions on what do they want to do? Because they're at the point now where Messi has basically become like LeBron level in the United States. I don't know if anyone is aware of this, but if you have kids, I see way more Messi gear than LeBron right now. And that usually hasn't been the case. Like I've seen LeBron stuff, and I was like asking people like, why are you wearing that LeBron stuff? Like to me, it just seemed odd. Like I know everyone had Jordan gear on back in the day. Everyone had all the Jordan stuff, and now it kind of ebbs and flows. But like Messi has a deal with like Target that if people don't leave their house, you can go to Target and see where his stuff is everywhere. And he's playing in the MLS. I think he's locked up for 2 more years. He's on the tail end of his career. But right now, ESPN's looking to say, do we go all in? Right? Because it's almost like the perfect storm. They can get MLS for cheap. Right now, I want to say, is it only on Apple TV? I have no idea, to be honest. But if they're able to work out some kind of deal like they do, and if you don't think ESPN's hurting for money, they've already sold off part of the college football playoffs this year. I don't know if we talked about it, but I'm pretty sure they sold it off to like HBO or that segment that does like the college basketball tournament. So if you look, ESPN has the main rights to college football. They had to sell that off, right, to get some money back because they couldn't afford it. It's pretty much what the insiders are saying. So now you have a thing where they're looking at the future, where if Fox or CBS or even NBC, because NBC seems to be all over this international type thing where they're doing the Olympics. They have like some of the Premier League soccer and stuff. If they can go ahead and start to get most of that soccer momentum, that's going to be hard for ESPN to kind of keep up. Because I know there are a lot of sports fans now that have kind of just shifted to where I get pitched like randomly, like, yo, you watching like Premier League soccer? No. And then people were giving me like the benefits. Like, hey, it's on like super early, dude. It's like you can watch your game and then go about your day and like do a bunch of other stuff. Like you can watch it in the morning, like while you're working out. If you're like have like an indoor cycle, you can like put the game on and watch it. It's like nonstop action, right? There's not a lot of commercials, blah, 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 blah. And then we have something to talk about. It's like, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. Another country's sporting events, right? Yeah. Something that comes up at the water cooler. Like, yeah, did you see that soccer game? Wet here in Raleigh. Like, no, bro. England. So it's like a different thing. So I wonder what that pitch is going to be, because the same time Messi's elevating soccer, LeBron's on his way out. He has been the league, no matter how much we rip on him on the show for like bad decision making or whatever, where I still think if he would have just, I don't care about the Miami thing. When he went back to Cleveland, if he would have did everything in his power to stay at Cleveland the rest of his career. I mean, there's that joke thing you sent me where, I guess not really a joke, but like the Kentucky basketball players in college are making more than LeBron this year. Guess what, guys? He doesn't need the money, right? He's on like every commercial. If he plays his cards right, he could basically be the next Rock. Because how many kids grew up watching LeBron, and then whenever they have kids, and then they're like, hey, look at LeBron in like this goofy movie. Now, the only thing is, LeBron's like way taller than The Rock, so like it's hard to find actors that aren't like looking like little kids. Like even Kevin Hart looks like a child next to him in those commercials. We could like pick him up and just carry him to bed. So it's going to be hard for him to have like a movie career like that. But his power could just stay where he's like the face of the league. And when he's gone, I don't know what happens. It's the same thing right now with the WNBA. They're trying to like use their increase in popularity, but it's really only Caitlin Clark if you look at the numbers. And so their all-star games going on, like I'm not watching that. I also don't like, well, I don't watch golf and stuff on TV either. So you're going to have, I don't even know how any of these sports that people like casually watch and like know. I want to say people watch golf just for the drama. It's like daytime soap for men. Right? Hey, which guy's wrecking their car? That's what the NFL's getting into. You had that Niners guy. I forgot to bring up Tony Romo. He got arrested. Did you see his mugshot?
Yeah, he was very Tiger Woods-esque.
I know. They should just have like ESPN could do a show. Like, what was that one thing that Chappelle Show made fun of? Like Real World or whatever. Everyone's in a house. Just have guys that all have like DUIs and like accidents. Like Andy Reid's kid, Tiger Woods, Tony Romo, Niners head coach, Shanahan. There's all in this house talking about like their accidents and trying not to get drunk. And then you just have like a big liquor cabinet there. And they could even have a go-kart range, bro. Right? Every day they have to do like 10 miles on the go-kart. Just to see if they don't wreck. Right? You have random people come into the house, like Tiger Woods' mistresses and stuff. It'd be a great TV show. I think people would tune in for that, ESPN. And the funny thing is, you can always add people to the show. Right? There's like Georgia has a whole pipeline of people coming in. They had a guy, he wrecked it like a quad. Didn't he? Or a side-by-side or something? He was injured. That's like an Ohio State thing. Didn't Brian Hartline do that a couple years ago? Now he's not there anymore, so we don't know. But it's crazy to me. Buy an Uber, right? Romo, you're on TV. They pay you millions of dollars, bro. What are you doing? Anything you want to talk about this week before I get into some other random stuff?
No, not off the top.
So the other random thing I wanted to bring in, I started to like work out. Actually, not even. I've been working out. I ran the marathon. I'm looking at trying to do maybe a triathlon in the next couple of years. And of course, to me, Tour de France is going on right now, right? And looking into the aspect of the triathlon that's the most biggest pain in my ass right now is getting a bike, right? I don't know how buying a bike isn't considered pay to win. You could buy like a random bike, and I had just like a regular hybrid road, whatever. It's not really a mountain bike. I guess it'd be considered like a gravel bike, like a cheap one. Dude, I was like, I'll go see how fast I get on this baby. I could only hit slightly over 27 miles per hour. And then you look at the average for like these other bikes, and they're like, oh, if you pay just $10,000, you can easily go over 30 miles an hour. Like, that's a pretty huge difference, right? I'm killing myself to where like if I'm going like 20, I'm all right. Now, if I get a regular road bike, then it's saying like, you could probably average like 20, 25 depending. And then they even have another category, Matt, called like an aero bike now. That's like an aerodynamic road bike. And it's like you can put helmets on, you can put like armrests on the bike. So you're like, the laying down Tour de France position. And I'm like, what am I getting myself into here? Right? To casually just see if like, hey, I wonder if I can do 3 events without having a heart attack. Even at like shorter distances, it's like, oh no, these guys are going to be wearing these spaceman helmets and they're going to be like laying down. And I watch a video of people doing it and I'm like, do I want to waste my time doing that? Because that's the worst part. The bike, I'll say that. I almost need to find, I was looking to see if, because they have, I was going through my watch actually, the Garmin, and they have events in here with the triathlon category. I don't know what the category is. I'm probably wrong because I had originally added all the activities to my watch because I said, ooh, this is a couple years ago, right? When I got it. I said, I want to see what's all on here. So I added every single one. And then I was like, I'm not going to do half of these. Like they had like wakeboarding and like all these other things. And I said, if you're doing that for fun, does it even count as an activity on your watch? Like, what do you need that on for? In case you get lost at sea, the GPS will ping like your significant other, whoever you have as your emergency contact, and say like, yeah, come get him. He didn't make it home. But I looked at the swim run because they have one called swim run where you just basically swim and run. It cuts out the biking. It cuts out the expensive part of the triathlon. And these dudes are swimming like 4 miles in an open lake. And I thought that's pretty much asking for death, right? Swimming like whatever it would be, like a mile for like a triathlon. I thought, oh, that's not too bad. And then I was looking through them and the one was like, hey, we do have like a short one just in case like you're afraid you're going to die. It's like, you can still swim like the triathlon 1 mile distance and you'll be okay. Because I tried to do it and my watch like messed up and it said, I was like at a half hour and I still don't know how many more miles it was or how many more laps I needed to do because it like messed up indoors. Like it was over counting my thing. So I was like, no, I really don't know how fast I was going. Right? I don't know how fast I can swim a mile, let alone to see if I could swim 4 miles to do a swim run first before I did a triathlon. But I should probably just get an actual road bike, right? Instead of because they make a triathlon bike.
Just get a Schwinn, dog.
No, I was saying, is that what I have? I don't even know what I have, dude. I have to look at it. That's what I was ripping on. And it was like,
just go to Walmart and just find a bike and just, then at least you'd be like, look, this is just the bike that I have.
Well, that's what I have.
Then we'll get a sponsor and you'll get one of those fancy ones.
Well, we did have people reach out to sponsor the show. Remember, they wanted us to see if we wanted bikes. And every time I asked for a bike sample to use, they never send me one. Right? They want us to hawk their bikes, but I can't tell people to buy a bike. Because when I'm riding my Walmart bike, dude, because this is from COVID, right? I got this as like an activity for COVID where you couldn't really find a bike because everyone had the same idea. Like, hey, I can't go outside. I'll get a bike. And
I'll get a bike and go outside.
I'll fly around the neighborhood, right? It's like in Cool Runnings, that movie, where like their sled is just shaking and it starts to fall apart. When I'm hit like over 20 miles an hour, that's what my bike feels like. I'm like, at any moment, this whole thing's going down. I'm going to have to check the egg in my pants, see if it's broken or not. Otherwise, you never know. That's why I'm like, I shouldn't be riding this fast on this bike, because at any moment, this whole thing's going to fall apart. I'm like checking it to make sure there's like everything's tight, because I'm like, man, this is horrible. And then the gear shifting, that's what everyone tells me, is the gear shifting is basically what you're paying for. And I guess they do it digital now. It's not like the 21 speed or whatever you're hitting, where you can just jump and your bike goes from like you're pedaling and not going anywhere, and you jump it up to like half the gear. They said you can set it digitally on your phone to shift up however you want, like however many you want. And I thought, that seems like a lot of work, right? That's all I need is one more app on my phone to ride my bike. Because then what you're riding and you're like, I could probably go faster than this. Let me just get my phone out and start like messing with the app while you're. That's not safe, right? You don't know.
I don't even want you to drive with your phone.
Well, I don't even like riding. I would be afraid to ride the bike on the road. Not gonna lie. Because like, what if someone's texting and they run you over? They said a guy got hit in the Tour de France. Right?
Literally biking on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, well, I don't know if that was the Tour de France or a different story I read, because now I'm getting like all kind of bike recommendations. Like, hey, you looked up a bike one time. You want to hear about this lady that got ran over and died while she was biking on the road? I was like, I don't know who wrote this article. Why did you recommend this to me? Now I'm afraid, right? Because we have the Greenway, but the entire time you're supposed to tell people when you're passing them. So as I'm like sweating and out of breath, I'm going to be on like left, I'm coming. I have to get the old men. A lot of the old dudes have like a horn where I'm running, or like a beeper. You just hear the ding, 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 like a little horn. That's what I'm going to have to do. Because there's no way I'm yelling left as I'm like trying to work out fast.
It's like, bro, like a Viking.
Well, I was looking at the sprint triathlons, because that's basically what I would do. I don't know if I would do one of the longer ones first. And the biking's between 10 and like 15 miles. So it's not that bad. Even on my bike, like I was ripping around, like I just did like a 7-mile test, and I'm like, I can tell from doing like the indoor cycle bike, where like I have it set up for me, that my bike is probably a little too small for me. But like I said, when they didn't have bikes during COVID, once they got one in stock, I was like, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting the one male bike that they have here. And I don't know what brand it is. That's why I really don't know. It might be a Schwinn, but I'm probably wrong saying that. But the other thing that I wanted to ask you about, because you're coaching and you're doing stuff, have you seen the increase in like protein drinks?
Protein drinks?
Yeah, like everybody has one now. Like Dunkin' Donuts has like a protein shake you can get. Starbucks has like a protein coffee. It's everywhere.
I'll be honest, I haven't necessarily been looking for it, but I do know that is something that I've been exploring, of just trying to see, like locally, who would be willing to sponsor, like extra milks or extra things to be able to provide for our athletes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about for you. I was gonna say, how much milk are you drinking? You're like a hardball at your house?
Should I just start just chugging milk?
Hey, that's how he got his milk paid for.
If somebody else is willing to pay for it, I'm willing to drink as much milk as. Although I say that, and with like some dairy farm, be like, I'll give you 2 gallons a day, and you have to drink it. I'd be like throwing up all over myself.
Well, the other question is, how do you feel about slightly expired milk? Like,
how far? Slightly, like 2 months. It's now yogurt or cheese.
Well, see, the big scam I'll probably get in trouble. So schools, man, see if you have this milk. So like they have like the fake non-dairy milk that's like shelf stable that you don't even need to refrigerate. And I'm like, at some point, is that even milk? Like, what am I drinking here? Because they do like the summer lunch. So like everyone's always like, give me like, hey, we don't want this. Do you want this? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like whatever. I'll take it.
Stockpiling.
You know, like when I was teaching,
non-perishable milk.
and I'm like, bro, you guys having that extra sausage? Bring that down, right? Something weird? Like, no, I don't want that. Toss that in the trash where it belongs. But the milks, man, because I was using them as like a protein drink base. But then I was looking at like a Dunkin'. They always have like their coffees, and I've really cut coffees out since my accident like last year, because that was one of the things when you're like on muscle relaxers, bro, the last thing you need is like an upper, like pumping you up. So I just naturally went, and then when I tried to go back and I drink coffee like every random once in a while, but honestly, like I don't even dig it anymore. So there's been like a shift where it's like, I just quit, and the off chance that I do get it, like it makes me all jittery, just one cup now. But I've noticed this new trend where it's like, hey, you're driving somewhere and you need to be up early. Like when I went to the World Cup, it's like, oh yeah, we probably have to wake up and drive. Wonder if I should get like a soda, or that'd be the off chance I get a coffee. I also have it in the gels, like for running the marathon. I have some sitting right here. So if you get these gels, bro, they're loading these with like caffeine. I don't even know how much regular caffeine you need, but like this first one I picked up has like 40. I'm like, is that good? Right? I don't know. What do I need caffeine in my energy gel amino acid paste? I don't know. Do you use those? You don't do distance stuff, so you probably don't.
I have done distance.
Have you ate the gels though?
No.
Do you drink pickle juice?
The only gel that I drink is Jello shots.
I think that's a different type of gel.
75 Jello shots and running.
Well, the other thing they do is they do the gummies now. And I'm like, yeah, gummies might be better. But I'd be like afraid kind of choking. You're not going to really choke on a gel. They do just kind of make you thirsty. But now the protein drinks, I'm going to experiment a bit. If I don't forget, because I usually forget, because I'll say, like, I'll be sitting around and I'll say, like, man, I should just go live right on Twitter and just have me drinking this and then telling you what I think about it. Be one of those guys. And the next thing you know, I'll be like doing drunk lives where I'm just like hammering about like the most random stuff.
Here's another Jello shot.
Like, you think this is real milk? You think this is real milk?
Gallon of milk challenge.
I'll get like a cease and desist by the Real Milk campaign, right? Where they used to do those mustache commercials or billboards. Remember that? They're like always on Sports Illustrated for kids. Like once a year, they're like, it's our milk campaign. Drink more milk. I'm like, okay. Is that good for you? Now it'll be like, hey, drink a protein Starbucks, kid. That'll really pump you up.
Do your cycle of steroids.
Want to annoy your dad on Saturday when he's trying to sleep in? Drink this protein shake that has 200 mgs of caffeine, buddy. Because that's what I bring it up. I talk to kids like, yo, everyone seems to be like into this protein. And I know they say like, you eat enough protein. And that's the one thing as I've been swimming and doing other exercises that I haven't done. I will say that if I don't get enough, I've been getting a headache. And that's how I know, like, yo, like yesterday when I was swimming, because when you're swimming a mile and you're swimming like, and I think it's a mile, I don't know, whatever the watch is, like 1,500 meters, you're swimming for like over a half hour straight. Yeah, you're going to be exhausted. Like at one point I felt like I was getting like a sunburn and I'm swimming at the indoor pool. So I'm like, yeah, there's no way. Like it's not a great way to spend and like an early morning or like a lunch break, right? Doing like a half hour swim. But like even now they have like dads coming in like at 6 a.m. or something to do dad swim training. And I thought like, is that a thing I should do? Get some real coaching. Then I could really do a swim run. See if they have one up at like a Raystown Lake or something. And PA, I'll swim across the lake. jog sloppily through the woods. I don't have to wear the padded shorts like that you need for the bike part, because I really don't know how padding around your butt is going to not slow you down. Am I right?
And then be all waterlogged.
Well, they say you got to find a suit that doesn't waterlog on you. Buy a bunch of different suits and then go get wet and then run around in them.
Well, I didn't know that was a thing.
You didn't know that? This, if you see me just can't show up at like a gathering and I'm just wearing one to try it out, then you'll know. New suit? New suit. I'm just testing it.
Oh, have you been doing squats? No, actually, this is just the padding from my shorts.
I know, that's the weird part. Oh, I had someone tell me that they know I haven't been, because I have like my swim shorts and they're like, I know you haven't been biking for real, bro. There's no padding in those shorts. I'm like, what the heck? Because apparently a lot of people are into biking, because every time it comes up, they're like, oh, you're doing a triathlon? Oh, do you do bike rides? I'm like, no, I don't actually. Just going to wait. Just going to try to I have my cheap bike. I'm going to bust as hard as I can on it. And then when I can upgrade to like a random bike, I don't want to waste money though, getting like a cheap one, because they're all over like Facebook and whatever. The used trade-in stores here. It's like, you can get a bike for $300. And I'm like, if I haven't heard of it, I probably don't want to buy it. Right. Like a Temu bike. I'm already afraid my regular bike's going to fall apart. I don't need my other bike to fall apart during the triathlon. That to run 10 miles. They're like, this guy didn't finish in time.
Get an e-bike. Just start cheating.
That's what I need. But yeah, the extra. Because at that point, I'm like, if you get an e-bike, what's the point of that? That's my motto. Like, can you ride it to work? Most people know.
You could if you get up early enough.
Well, I don't have a connector to get to the Greenway. Right? So if I can get on the Greenway,
just right on the berm.
I'm pretty sure, well, that's what I'd be afraid. Bro, people run over bikers all the time. So then I have to get the full gear. I have to get a helmet. The helmet I have right now is a skateboarding helmet from college. I used to skateboard to class, and I got it banned on campus. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I don't want to walk to class. I'll skateboard to class. And they were like, you can't do that. I said, why not? And I had another guy with me, like my suite mate. He's like, this is a great idea. We can be like a skateboard gang. I'm like, don't say that out loud around people. We had it like a week, dude. Lasted like a week. And then they went through, and because it wasn't against the bylaws, they added it to where then they outlawed it on campus. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, we don't want people skateboarding around here. Skateboarders are bad. So I still have my skateboarding helmet, and I'm like, all right, guess I'll use this to bike with.
We don't want your type around here.
Yeah. So one of the other things I've done in my life that I get in trouble for randomly, following the rules, like a very Jim Harbaugh-esque move. That's not against the rules. Well, it is now, buddy. Satellite camps, gone. Gonzo. Skateboarding on campus, gonzo. You're out of here. Drinking that real milk? Try this lactose-free milk. See what it's like. You don't even have to keep this refrigerated. Bah. Can't even talk. But that's my update. I've been trying to work out more, trying to eat healthy. So for anyone that listens to the show, if you've been eating protein meals, because the one thing too, it was like the one drink that I saw, I want to say it's Starbucks, but I'm probably wrong. It was like, bro, this is like a triple hitter. You get protein, caffeine, and fiber, dude. So it's going to go right through you. Right? Just
add nicotine, you get hit the trio.
Just what I want my players to be doing. Drinking some fiber, heavy drink before go running.
Protein and nicotine. We need to patent the market.
You don't have THC in there now. That's the new one. People aren't even having beers at their house. They're like, I got this new THC drink. Do you know that? I'm like, do I need that? I'm like, why are you having this? Who's buying this? And where are you even seeing this advertised is my question. Same with the protein drinks. I don't know if I can take this anymore. It's going to be hard to find real protein foods because everyone's going to be drinking it, right? So you're going to have so much protein, you're not going to want like a chicken Alfredo. Your body will be so jacked up, you're going to just need like a regular Alfredo. They're taking the best part away, Matt, and putting it in a drink. That's my main that's my main beef with this. Right? Steak salad? No, sir. We don't have steak in this anymore. Steak hibachi? No, you're just getting the fried rice. Meat? Gone. You drink that in that Starbucks drink you got? Okay. Can't have too much. You back yourself up. We're also putting fiber in it, though. Even it out.
To help you fill out your bike shorts.
Well, yeah, I do see people wearing the bike shorts and like a regular t-shirt. I was wondering, like, what if I showed up dressed like I was going to do a BMX? Like jean shorts, like Jinkos or sort of something, and like a big baggy thing and a backwards hat. Like, yo, what's up, fellas? I have like a bike with a thing on the back where you can stand. What the hell were those called? The pegs or whatever. Like, anyone want to ride with me today on this try? Come on, baby. I'm doing like a wheelie down the road. Awesome. So that's my update. Is there anything else you want to talk about this week?
No.
So I know we're recording earlier. There's probably some stuff that I had on here. Let me just take one quick glance through. I know he had the accident. Now Indiana's having some issues. LeBron stuff. Oh, the last thing that I had is I was talking about coaching. Probably get in trouble for this too. They have like the youth, you know how the pros, there's been a rumor that Ohio State's jerseys leaked. I don't know if it's a rumor now anymore, if they confirmed it, but they have a patch on it because they got sponsored. Right? So now kids' jerseys are getting sponsored that I've noticed, but there's no kickback for the parents. The jerseys cost the same amount, sponsored or no sponsored. And if the coaching staff for every team is all volunteers, who's the sponsor paying, Matt? Right? The money has to go somewhere. You're already collecting dues for the parents to pay for most of like the maintenance or whatever, and you're getting sponsorships? Really? And then they wonder why soccer, hey, where's this? We're investing all this money. Where's it going? It's like, it's not going to the players or anybody, right? It's still expensive to get kids to sign up to play soccer year round, or even like other sports like swimming is probably more expensive. Lacrosse is like way through the roof. And some of these other ones where it's like, all right, I'm glad my kid's not into that, right? So you like have to kind of hedge your bets. You're like, oh, what's going to be the most annoying for me to have to pay for? Like hockey is probably so exorbitant, it's like insane. And so one thing I don't like to see, if they're sponsors, typically, at least growing up, you got a sponsor in your jersey, you didn't have to pay for the said jersey, right? The sponsor was then paying for the jerseys for the team, not paying for what are they even, I don't even know, are they even paying? Or is it just like a kickback scheme? That's what I want to know. That's my final thought. But anything else before we wrap up?
No, that's about it.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. If you know any of the answers for the questions I'm throwing around today, let me know. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.